And just so you know, we already have a caller lined up, so we'll be able to go quickly after the intro. So I'll let you all know it's 4 o'clock, but since we just started the stream and I now see 2 people watching, let's give a couple more minutes to allow people to find it and get it started. There's a 15 to 20-second delay for those watching on YouTube. We do have somebody already in to speak, so we'll go to them quickly, but just for people who might come watch it later, let's wait another minute or 2 before we officially start to get both live and so that it's a coherent presentation once we officially start. So I'm going to put the numbers back up for about 1 minute. When I pull it down, I'll let you know 10 seconds and then we'll go.
Kelly, are you taking notes or do you want me to do that?
I have a thing to take notes.
Okay, hon, thank you.
And so just being cognizant that there is somebody waiting, we might as well go ahead and get started. And so I'll turn it over to you, Ms. Jones. And
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our second input meeting for the renaming of J.J. Finley Elementary. I am Kelly Jones, the principal. I wanted to tell you a little bit about our school for those watching that may not be aware. We are the oldest operating school in Alachua County, and since 1996, we have been the elementary level ESOL Center School, and ESOL stands for English Speakers of Other Languages. Our demographics from last year consist of 38.9% white, 24.3% Hispanic, 22.2% Black African American, 7.4% Asian, 7% multiracial, and 0.2% other. So the board on June 16th voted to rename J.J. Finley Elementary, and our former name was not compatible with our current inclusive and diverse school. So a 19-member committee will be meeting to determine the name of our school that better represents our mission, culture, and community. Many of our committee members are watching on YouTube today to listen to the suggestions. So they will take the suggestions from our meeting on Tuesday, and then from the email, newname@gm.sbac.edu, and their first meeting will be July 20th to start the process of determining a name for our school. So welcome again, and I will turn it over to Mr. Moore, and he will be handling the phone calls. Thank you.
thank you, Ms. Jones. And so I'm going to put up a share screen here for anyone watching wanting to know how to call in. If you've participated in any of our board meetings, it's going to be very similar. There's 2 numbers you can call. That person will then patch you into the meeting with us, and we'll bring you in almost like if you're calling a radio show. And you'll be able to address Ms. Jones and Ms. Black directly, as well as anyone that's watching. Just one reminder for those of you watching on YouTube, as you get brought in, the YouTube feed is about 15 or 20 seconds behind the actual meeting. And so it might get a little confusing with sound. Might have to ask you to turn the sound down in the background if you are watching on YouTube, but that's fine. we're learning about Zoom and virtual meetings more and more every day. So we already do have somebody waiting to speak, and so I'm going to bring them in, and then I'm also going to, well, let me quickly share the screen to give other people this. This is the number. It's either 955-7613 or 955-7544. They have about 27 numbers they have to punch in after that to get you into the call, but they'll be more than happy to do so. And if it rings, if you get voicemail, that just means they're helping somebody else. Either try the other number or just call back after a few seconds. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing. I'll be bringing this back up again, but I want to bring our caller in. And hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes.
Great. Could you go
Can you
ahead
hear
and
me?
identify yourself, and then you'll be ready to go. So,
Okay, my name is Phil Bogler.
okay.
I would like to also add that my daughter Madeline is planning to attend JJ Finley next fall. So I think I have a personal interest in the outcome of this discussion.
Go right ahead.
Hello? Okay. I would like to suggest that the school's name be limited to either a place, a thing, or a landmark. Personally, I like the name Loblolly, but in any case, I think we should avoid the use of actual people's names. The use of an actual person's name is inherently controversial and undemocratic. Also, any actual person's name they will find flaws in that person in time, which will inevitably lead us to changing the school's name again in the future.
Great. Thank you.
Mr. Moore,
Thank
did you
you.
have the name? I didn't catch the name.
Was
Sorry.
it Phil
Phil-
Buckner?
Phil Bogler, B-O-G-L-E-R.
B-O-G-L.
My daughter is Madeline.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and then so I know we do have viewers on the YouTube channel, so I'm going to put the share screen back up again and allow people to call in. And just as a reminder, because I know there's more people now, there is about a 15-20 second delay. So it might sound a little confusing when you do get in, because the YouTube will be 15 seconds behind where you are on the phone. So hold on a second. I will add that one of these phone numbers is in my office suite, so I'll know pretty quickly if we are getting a call to the 7613 line. And again, some people may not be able to participate right at 4 o'clock, so there might be some silent time as we wait, but as we adjust to meetings in COVID-19, that's just the way it goes sometimes. We do have somebody who's dialing in, so we'll have somebody to bring in about another 30 seconds, probably by the time all the buttons get pushed on the phone. I believe this is going to be Jennifer Stevenson. Let me stop sharing. Hello, is this Jennifer Stevenson?
Yes, it is.
Great. You'd like to make a suggestion for the new name for the school?
Yes, I wanted to make a suggestion for College Park Elementary, just because I feel that a name of a place around our area or any area actually, it could be the Fifth Avenue Elementary or elsewise, but I think that College Park Elementary is more universal to the faculty and the students we have at JJ Finley, that I feel that it's more an inclusive name and includes everybody.
Okay, great.
And I'm a second grade teacher there at Finley, and born and raised in Gainesville, so I'm very familiar with the area and the culture of the school.
Well, thank you. Everyone, I think as Ms. Jones said, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the meeting, everyone that calls in, their suggestions will be added to all the emails we've received and shared with the committee that will ultimately start deliberating and making a recommendation in a couple of weeks. So.
And I did email as well with my selection, with
Okay.
a little bit more comprehensive explanation. But I have a toddler that's been up since 5 a.m. without a nap, so my brain's not working at the best capacity right now.
All righty. Well, thank you for calling.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, and now we have another one. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yeah,
Hi, are you calling to make a suggestion for the new name for the school?
yeah.
Okay, what's your name, please?
Isla Pitkin.
Isla Pickton. Okay, what would you like the new name to be?
Ruby Bridges Elementary.
Ruby Bridges. Are you a Finley student now?
I just graduated.
Just graduated, okay, great. It's nice when the actual students get to participate too. And Ms. Jones is nodding her head. I know you're on the phone, you can't see it, but
Thank you, Isla, for calling in.
Hi. I think that the school should be named Ruby Bridges Elementary.
that's great.
Thank you. We have it written down and we will share it with the committee.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
Hi, Isla.
Hi.
Okay, I'm gonna put the numbers back up again because as I expect, people will come and go into the YouTube meeting. And with that, we'll wait for the next person. I think you already discussed that the committee starts on July 20th. I hope, I'm going to try and see if we can compile all the emails that have been received. There's several hundred and share them with the committee probably Monday so that, you know, they have a lot of reading, don't want to hit them all at the last minute. So we should be able to get those out. But anyone watching that doesn't want to call or is unable to call, maybe watching this later, the email address is new name, N-E-W-N-A-M-E, new name at gm.sbac.edu. And email submissions are they're able to be submitted all the way through July 17th, according to the school board's process. So. This might be a leftover of my prior time working on a radio station with the fear of dead air. So I feel like I should speak at least a little bit so that anyone watching knows that this is actually still a live meeting that's running. And we do have a call coming in, so in a little bit, we'll be able to bring it in. I'm just getting ready. They're not there yet, but hopefully they'll be transferred in just there they are. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and is this Barbara Maeve Gordon?
Barbara McDade Gordon, yes.
I'm sorry, I got a typo then. Yeah,
That's okay.
you're calling to make a suggestion. Go ahead, the principal is on, and what would you like to suggest?
Okay. Can I ask a question first?
Sure.
Okay. How will the decision ultimately be made? I know it will be by committee, but I see there are 150 names of persons, and then there's a whole long list of place names and cute names. So how will they go about this?
Well, really, that's going to be up to the committee. I don't know what process they're going to want to choose to follow. but they're going to get every single name or email that has been submitted. And
Okay.
it's going to be a pretty tall task given the number of names that they have.
Yes,
Um,
I can
so
imagine.
the school board has asked them to try to bring back a recommendation by July 27th, I believe is the date, because that is a week before the school board meeting on August 4th, which would allow the name to be chosen before school starts. But ultimately, the committee members will have to decide how they want to do that. There wasn't a great deal of prescriptive process given to them. So.
And so you don't know whether or not there will be any going back to the community, let's say for, I don't know, a vote or some sort of reaction to maybe if they narrow it down to 10?
No, that's not part of the process that was adopted.
Okay.
If the committee felt like it needed to do that, I mean, again, there are no real rules binding the committee. I think that would be up to them.
I see. Okay, then. Well, I'd like to submit, if it's okay, 2 names on behalf of the Alachua County African American History Task Force.
Sure.
Okay. Mr. John Dukes, Jr., he was principal of Eastside High School, first principal of Eastside High School, as well as the Old Lincoln High School, and the first African American to serve as assistant superintendent in the school board, and a local homegrown hero, John Dukes Jr.
Okay.
And Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune, who is also a Floridian and the founder of Bethune-Cookman College, now University, and a national leader, advocate of women's rights, civil rights, human rights, and one of the members of President Franklin Roosevelt's cabinet.
Very good.
And we will also be submitting this by email, so with the bios. I know Dr. Bethune is already on the list, but we would like to submit one. But I didn't see John Dukes. I was somewhat surprised, but we'll submit his with a brief
he is
bio.
on the list.
Oh, is he now? Okay,
yeah.
This was as of July the 6th.
He should be on there as of July 6th. I don't believe he was
Okay.
I don't think his name came in until about July 1st. So it may not have been up on the first list that got posted, but he should be on the website.
Okay. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. All right, then. Well, thank you so much. And, thank you for this open process as well.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. And we do have another caller, so I'm going to go straight to that person. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes, I can.
Great. Who's this, please?
This is Dr. Gwendolyn Zohara Simmons.
Great. You are on with Ms. Jones, and go ahead with your suggestion.
Thank you. I'm calling to suggest Josiah T. Walls, who went from being an enslaved person to a U.S. congressman and served 3 terms. I can think of no one more inspiring to the children of Alachua County than this man's life.
Great. And actually, his name was the first one that actually was suggested in the kind of the most recent campaign to make this all happen too. So.
Yes, it was the U.S. chapter of the NAACP, and many of us. I'm a retired professor from U.S. And I can just think of murals and celebrations of his life for all of Alachua County that our students could participate in, writing contests, etc. His life is exemplary. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. And we have another caller. Let me bring this person in. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Hi, yes.
Hi, who's this, please?
This is Sandy Stevenson.
Sandy Stevenson. Okay, go ahead with your suggestion.
Okay, I'm a 37-year veteran from Alachua County, and I was part of the process to name Oakview Middle School. I taught out there at the time, and I really just like what I call politically neutral names. So I'm in favor of the College Park name, just because close to the university, that type thing. So that's my 2 cents worth.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good afternoon. And we're good. This is going great. We have another call. The perfect timing. They're coming in right at the same time. So let me bring this person in. Oh, hello. Can you hear me on the phone?
Yes.
Great. Who's this, please?
Phil Bogler again.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so my understanding of this whole thing is that the community only has this small amount of time in which to make their point as to the name of J.J. Finley. That the purpose of this meeting is for the people from the actual community to speak.
Yes.
Then I suggest that when people call, that they identify themselves as to whether they're actually part of this community, and if so, what's the name of their children that attend J.J. Finley.
Well, we're not going to ask people to identify their children. But...
Well, I mean, we're getting a lot of outside feedback from people that are not actually part of the community. If the purpose of this meeting is to solicit opinions from the community itself rather than from outside sources, which is what you tell people, then you should limit it to people who actually are inside the community.
I think the way the board set it up, the community is considered to be pretty much all of Alachua County.
Well, that's undemocratic right there. So basically, everything's behind closed doors. There's no democratic input in this whole process. And on top of that, in the very small amount of time that people have to speak, you basically allow anybody to speak, whether they actually have a horse in the race or not.
Yeah, this is a public meeting, just like any other one we hold. And the board, ultimate board decision when they make it will also be at a public meeting that anyone can participate in.
Well, that's pretty, I mean, what are the people in the community, do they have any vote in this at all?
I'm not sure I understand. The community members are allowed to make suggestions. There's a committee that will make a recommendation to the school board, and then the elected school board members will make a final decision.
So basically, the members of the community don't get a vote in the process of the name. They don't get a vote in the process of picking the people who actually pick the name, and they don't get a vote in terms of discussing the name.
The school board makes the final decision on all names.
Then why are we even having this discussion? Why don't you just make it on your own and just make up some name?
That's not the process the school board adopted.
Well, I strongly suggest that only people who actually have a child in this school that they're formerly known as J.J. Finley, or will have a child or has a child, be allowed to participate in this particular discussion. I mean, this is the only discussion we have in order to insert our opinions on this matter. And I think the first couple of opinions were appropriate, but once we start off dribbling off into all these other discussions from people that just want to state their academic opinion and don't have any horse in the race, then we're just going to go nowhere.
Well, I thank you for your opinion.
Okay, thank you.
We don't have a current caller in hold, but I thought the phone rang, so we might have somebody coming in soon. I'm going to put the numbers back up. Oh, it would help if I unmuted myself. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes, hi. This is Katie Allen. I'm calling as a kindergarten teacher that works at JJ Finley.
Great, go ahead with your thoughts.
Hi. Yes, I think the staff and faculty are very excited to have this name change. I think we're excited to see what the community comes up with, as certainly JJ Finley doesn't represent the unique diversity and awareness and cultural unique talents of our school. I think the only question I have, and I'm curious about, is what is the remaining process of this? Will the rest of the public kind of know, like, the last 5 or last 3 nominees? And I'm asking because it would be kind of cool for our students to know, and for our students to sort of have a voice, if we can possibly give them an informal poll just through the school itself.
Well, again, I can't tell you specifically because it's really going to be up to the committee on how they want to do it, whether they want to just make a single recommendation or rank 3, 5, 10. It's all up to them. It's all uncharted territory. So they not only have to navigate all this, they have to kind of come up with the process for themselves as well. But the process as set forth is designed to have a name picked before school starts, which would be August 4th.
Right.
But if that happens, it's not as though some sort of default name will be given to the school. So, the committee might decide that it needs more time or wants to do other things before it makes the final decision. Again, that's going to be up to all of them.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I know that there's just a bunch of us teachers who would like for our kids to participate in the process as well, because they share a love for their school too, and amidst the pandemic and all of this uncertainty, it would be nice for them to have some ownership over the name as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we have another caller. Hello, can you hear me on the phone? Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Who's this, please?
This is Jacob Carr.
Carr, go ahead.
I'm a former student from JJ Finley. I was thinking that we should name it like the school. I think we should name the school the Fifth Avenue Elementary, because it would always be on that road.
Okay.
There won't be a reason to put students through this again if we just name it this, because if we name the school after a person, kids might have to another name change, because nobody's perfect, and we can always pull up bad things about anybody.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
I don't think we should. Huh?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, I don't think we should name it after somebody. I feel like we should name it Fifth Avenue.
Very good. Thank you.
Well, that's my opinion. Bye.
Bye-bye. We have at least one call coming in. So as soon as I have that ready, I'll let you know. I'm just waiting on the call. There we go. So, hello, can you hear me on the phone?
I think you should name the school the Fifth Avenue Elementary because it'll always be on that road.
All right. I'm sorry, was that live or is that the YouTube caller from before? If you have the YouTube on the background, can you turn it down? Or
Yes.
oh, okay, sorry.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Who's this, please?
Yeah. This is Leanne.
Leanne, okay. Go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
Thanks for taking my call. I think this is great that the school board is doing this. I would recommend that maybe the name, if it is a person's name, that it's a female figure. I think there's so many different buildings around UF campus and around town that are male, after male names, male figures. So I think a female name would be great.
Okay, did you have one in mind or just preference for female?
I have a short list. I can email them.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care. And I can hear Dee Dee in the background talking to somebody, so we should have another caller in just a minute. Okay. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
You say your name? Yeah.
Yes.
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 Hi, who's this, please?
My name's Vera Nay.
Okay. And what would you like the school's name to be?
Walls Elementary.
Walls Elementary? For Josiah Walls?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling. All right. Maybe one benefit to these virtual meetings is it might allow children to participate more. We've had at least two now, I think maybe even three, that may not get to go to public meetings in other places. So I'm going to put the numbers back up and see if we have any calls coming in. I'm just going to chime in just to make sure people watching on YouTube know that we are still live. The phone numbers to call again, as you can see on the screen, 955-7613 or 955-7544. And as always, emails to newname, NEWNAME, at gm.sbac.edu.
I can call in and be like, hi, this is Jennifer.
And again, just to make sure that people watching know that this is still running live and you still can call and submit suggestions. We are here. Those are the numbers that you can call or send an email to newname@gm.sbac.edu. And Ms. Jones and Ms. Black, if I'm just thinking in terms of logistics, I want to give people at least until 5, just because if they have work hours. So even if we go with a long period here without any callers, we should continue for a while just so that people have an opportunity without having to miss time from work to do this. But if we have a long stretch after that, then we might just have to stop there. But for now, since it's only 4:45, I'll just keep coming in every couple minutes just to make sure people know it's still a live meeting and not just a video with a banner on the screen, if that works for the two of you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. I think, if they leave work at 5, then we want to make certain they have time to get home and call in.
Right.
Absolutely. Thank
Okay.
you.
So I'll put the numbers back up and I'll chime in every once in a while with whatever comes to mind. And I'm again just chiming in to make sure people know this meeting is still running. We're giving people an opportunity if they need to get home from work first. Both numbers are ready to take calls with additional suggestions or sending an email to newname@gm.sbac.edu, which will ultimately all be considered by the committee that's been selected to make a recommendation to the board for the new name for the school. Just letting everyone know still that the meeting is still running. The opportunity to call in and make a suggestion at either phone number is still open. I think I might share the screen of we have on the website for the renaming as well, so people can see that if they haven't. So this is on the main school board website. There's a banner on the front page that includes the renaming of the elementary school with a direct link to this page where all the different suggestions we've received have been added. You see quite an extensive list. Lots of ideas from a lot of different people. But that's on the website. It also has the phone numbers here for today's call, as well as the email address that people can use. And we do have somebody who has called in. Perfect. I'm going to stop sharing. Hello, can you hear me on the phone? Hello, can you
Yes,
hear me? Oh, great. Who's this, please? Can you hear me? I don't know if we lost. Can you hear me on the phone call?
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
And what's your name, please?
Brian A. Williams.
Okay. What's your suggestion for the new name? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, hi. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
so, and what's your suggestion for the new
That's
name?
better. Yeah, I didn't have a suggestion. I wanted to ask a question.
Okay.
And in the past, how have the public schools been named?
Well,
What
all
was the process for yeah,
Go ahead.
all the public schools in Gainesville? How were they named? Was there a committee set up already?
The last school that was named was before I started here. I believe and that was in Meadowbrook. The board policy that existed is very short. It just says that essentially new schools will be named after the area in which they are located unless a decision is made to name them after a person. But ultimately, it's always the school board itself that chooses the final name. But I don't know the process for how that happened. We did have a caller earlier who mentioned that she had participated in the Oakview naming process.
Mm-hmm.
So it might have been that it's been done ad hoc each time.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, it's going to be a recommendation made to the school board and a final decision by the school board. But I couldn't tell you exactly how the committee was done or if there was a committee or how it was set up. I'm sorry.
Okay. And is that the principal for JJ Finley?
The school, yes. Ms. Jones, yes.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Hi,
How are
Ms.
you?
Jones.
Hi.
Ms. Jones. This is Faye. I met you, what, Tuesday?
Oh, yes. How are
Good
you?
to see you again. Yeah, yeah.
Good to see you or hear you. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. A quick question.
Yes.
Was there like a annual celebration of JJ Finley? Did y'all do anything over at the school to celebrate him? Or did the children have reports that they gave on JJ Finley?
No,
The
no.
students over at the school?
His name was never brought up. It was never.
So there was no history given to the parents or to the students when they enrolled the students there?
I think she's frozen right now, Ms. Williams. Her video is not moving, so we may have lost Ms. Jones.
Okay.
I can tell you as
Okay.
a former Finley parent that I was not presented with anything about it. I didn't know who he was until probably 3 years ago. I think you brought it up at one point.
Yeah.
So I think that might have been the first time I even had any idea. And that's been somewhat, some of the people who have sent in emails have said similar things, that they didn't even know the history when they were here as students. So
Sorry, I got kicked off. So if I missed something, sorry.
okay, she's back now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just asking you if JJ Finley was, ever elevated, in some kind of way.
Not at all.
Did y'all have special programs for him? Did you have history that you gave to the parents or the students? How was he recognized at your school?
He was not. I mean, a lot of people, when this started coming up, didn't know anything about him.
JJ Finley, okay.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about what we need to do in all the schools, to make sure that the parents and the students know why the schools are named after particular people. And maybe it'll change. Maybe all of it will change.
You know, it's not just JJ Finley. I think a lot of the schools need to, you know, make some progress by just changing their names.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
That's my
And
point now.
we have a group
Okay.
of we have a group of teachers that are already, we've met a couple of times and they're meeting, you know, on their own, that we're really discussing, you know, how we're going to share all of this with our students from when they come back this year and in the future. So that's very important to us as well. So we're working on that already.
Yeah, because I can't even understand how you have a history class without naming JJ Finley, you know, or a social studies or class without naming, you know,
right.
You know, focusing on the person that the school is named after. So I guess I just want to see that. But thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much. Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
And we do have another person calling, so I'll go straight to that person. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes.
Hi, who's this, please?
This is Amy Storch.
Okay, go ahead.
I would like to suggest the name Bessie Coleman. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I'm going to put the numbers back up. And again, for anyone watching, there might be a period of dead air, but we are here. It is now just approaching 5 o'clock, so we understand some people may not have had a chance to tune in earlier. These are the numbers to call: 955-7613 or 955-7544. And you can also send an email to newname@gm.sbac.edu. This is just to let anyone who's watching know that this is a live meeting. We are here. These numbers are the ones to call if you'd like to suggest a new name for the elementary school. Or as we've also said, you can send an email to newname@gm.sbac.edu. Just to let anyone know who's watching that this meeting is still live. These are the numbers to call if you have any suggestions for the new name for the elementary school. 955-7613 or 955-7544. And you can always send an email to newname@gm.sbac.edu. We have had several callers already and waiting for the next person. Thank you. Just want to wish everyone a good afternoon. Let them know this is a live meeting. We are here. If you'd like to call in a suggestion for the new name for the elementary school, either one of those numbers has somebody waiting. And we also have the email address, newname@gm.sbac.edu. And just to let everyone know, I do think we're getting a caller now, so probably in the next 30 seconds or so, I'll be able to bring that person in. I'm just going to get ready for the caller. They're not in my waiting room yet, but should be soon. Okay. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes. Hi, this is Josie.
Josie? Okay.
Yes.
What would you like what tell us?
Well, I have 3 children. Actually, 2 have gone to Findlay, and the school formerly known as Findlay. And one is still attending there. And I think a great name, and we live in the area, would be maybe College Park, University Park, or Florida Park Elementary. Something along the lines of that. I think people are unfortunately imperfect no matter what and what they've done. So I think staying away from naming things after people, no matter what, is a good idea for the future. So I think that would be something to start with, something along the lines of that, and maybe the area in which we're associated with.
And I'm sorry, I think somebody else wrote it down too, but College Park, University Park, and which one?
Florida Park.
Florida Park. Thank you. Okay, great.
All right, and that's about it. Thank you for having the opportunity for the renaming.
Sure, thank you. Thank
and
you
for having the community
participating.
input. We appreciate it.
Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, you as well.
Okay, and we have another caller. I'll go straight to. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Hello.
Yes, hi. Who's this, please?
How do I'm sorry, this is David Baldry.
Okay, go ahead.
My suggestion for the name is Possum Creek. It's fitting to an elementary school in the area.
And you said
With
Possum
no
Creek, right?
connections to any political. Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Possum Creek.
Possum Creek, thank you. And I'm
That's
sorry I
all.
cut you off.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks. I need to stop doing that. Okay, we don't have anyone right now in the waiting room. I'm going to put the numbers back up, though. It is now 5:12, so anyone that did have to work until 5, hopefully getting an opportunity to get home and get on, or wherever else that they opportunity to participate. So I'm going to put the numbers back up, and we'll see what we get. For anyone who may just be tuning in on the YouTube feed, this is a live meeting. These are the numbers to call if you have a suggestion for the new name. Or you can send an email to newname@gm.sbac.edu. Ms. Jones, the principal of the school, is on the line. And again, 955-7613 or 955-7544 if you'd like to call in with a suggestion. Thank you. Good evening to everyone watching. Just letting everyone know this is a live meeting. We are here. If you have a suggestion you'd like to make at either 955-7613 or 955-7544, or you can continue to send your emails to newname@gm.sbac.edu. Ms. Jones, the principal of the school, is on the line. And everything, all the suggestions we get at this meeting today, the meeting we held Tuesday, and through all the emails will be shared with the committee that's ultimately going to be making the recommendation to the school board. So feel free to call in. Again, it's 955-7613 or 955-7544. Or if you don't have time for that right now, or you're watching this later, newname@gm.sbac.edu. Thank you. And we do have a caller. I'm going to bring that person in now. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
I can.
Great. Who's this, please?
This is Sarah.
Sarah? Okay, go ahead.
All right. I agree with some of the other callers that we should try to stay away from naming it a physical person because there could be some background or history that we don't know about that comes up later. If I were to vote, I vote for United Elementary to celebrate our diversity, or Unity Elementary. I also like the suggestion for College Park or Florida Park Elementary as well. And that's
Okay,
it.
great. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And again, I'm going to share the screen again with those numbers. And we will be here. And just like that, we already have another caller. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes, I can.
Great. Who's this, please?
Hi, this is Kathy.
Kathy. Okay, go ahead.
Kathy Valdez, actually.
Oh, Kathy Valdez. Hello, Ms. Valdez.
Yes. Hello. It sounds like who I think it is. Is it Brian? Moore?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Hi. I would like to suggest something that's named after the neighborhood, either College Park or Fifth Avenue.
College Park or Fifth Avenue?
Yep, either one is fine with me.
Okay.
Okay?
Great. Thank you for
All right.
participating.
Have a good day.
You too.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Okay, and we have another caller. So this is good. I think the people have gotten home from work and are now able to participate more. So can you hear me on the phone?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Great. Who's this, please?
My name's Mia.
Mia. Okay, go ahead.
I went to Findlay when I was younger, or the school formerly known as Findlay, I guess. And I just think that naming it after the area it's in would be a better idea than a person. And I think that the name should be changed to Fifth Avenue because it flows better with the mascot, the Flyers.
Okay.
All right.
Great. Thank you for calling.
Of course. Have a good one.
You too. Take care. All right, I'm going to put the numbers back up while we wait to see who's next. Okay, we've got a new caller I'm going to bring in. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Hi, I can.
Great, who's this, please?
This is Adrienne Valin.
Adrienne Verlin, go ahead.
Yes, I am a parent and of two children that are going to this elementary school, and I would recommend University Park Elementary, Florida Park Elementary, or even Fifth Avenue Elementary.
Okay, University Park, Florida Park, or Fifth Avenue?
Yep.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Yeah, I'm going to put the numbers back up. Again, just a reminder to anyone watching on the YouTube feed that this is a live meeting, and we did just get a call, so I'll be bringing that person in just a second. But these are the numbers to call to make any suggestions for the new name for the elementary school. And let me go now to our caller. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes, I can.
Great, who's this, please?
Charles Hobson, Hobson.
Charles Hobson, great, go ahead.
My son is a rising fifth grader, and my other son just graduated from Findlay. We love Findlay. And I am speaking in support of a name that is already on the list, Carolyn Parker, an African-American physicist who was born and died in Gainesville. And she had an interesting professional career, and she was the first African-American woman to get an advanced degree in physics. But one thing that is not mentioned in the description of her on the Findlay webpage is that she also taught in the Gainesville public school system in 1939 and 1940. So I think she'd be great for the school. So that's my pitch.
And you said 1939 and 1940?
She taught in the Gainesville public school system. I don't know what school she taught in, but I know that she did.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night. Just as a reminder to those watching, this is a live meeting. The principal of the school is here, and you can call either number, 955-7544 or 955-7613. Or if you're watching this at a later time, after the meeting has ended, you can always send an email through July 17th to newname@gm.sbac.edu. Thank you. And just as a heads up, I do believe we're getting a call that should be here in about 30 seconds then. Okay, I'm going to bring this person in. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes, I can.
Great, who's this, please?
This is Arlene Johnson.
Okay, great, go ahead.
I would like to suggest the name of Fifth Avenue Elementary. I'm a retired Finley teacher, 34 years, and we have had a very good relationship with Fifth Avenue and the Fifth Avenue Art Show and all that, and that is my vote.
On a personal note, Torrin says hi.
Oh, hey. Give him my love.
I will. Thank you for calling.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. I'm going to put those numbers back up for anyone watching on the YouTube feed. And again, if you're watching this at a later time after this meeting has ended, the email address is newname@gm.sbac.edu, and it's open for suggestions through July 17th. I do believe we have a call coming in that should be ready in about 30 seconds to a minute. I'll bring the numbers down as we get ready for the call. And there they are. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes.
Great. Who's this, please?
Yes, this is Trish Risklitz. My daughter attends the school, and I'd like to support the name Fifth Avenue or College Park.
Fifth Avenue or College Park. And since I told the last caller that Torrin says hello, Torrin also says hello to you.
Yes, yes. And Emma says they're probably talking now.
They
So
probably are.
good to talk to you.
Great. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hopefully no more callers that know my children, but but I'm going to put the numbers back up. Anyone else that wants to call, I think hopefully anyone that had to work till 5 has gotten home and can call in and participate. I'm going to share those numbers again. Okay, we've received a call, so I'm going to stop sharing. Bring that person in. Hello, can you hear me on the phone? Excuse me. Can you hear me on the phone?
Yes,
Great. Who's this, please?
yes, yes. My name is Sally,
Okay. What would you like to
and
share?
I just had a couple suggestions for naming, renaming JJ Finley,
Okay.
College Park Elementary, or United Elementary,
United
or
Elementary?
Florida Park.
Okay.
Yes. Or Florida Park. Okay.
Okay, so that was
That's
College
it.
Park United and College Park United and Florida Park, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good
Bye.
evening. Bye-bye. I think we have a call coming in, so I'll quickly share the screen and let that process. And actually, I think that was just somebody with a question that didn't want to join the meeting. So I'm going to just remind anyone watching that this meeting is live. It's still scheduled for another about 16, 17 minutes. So you can still call at 955-7613 or 955-7544. And if you're watching this at a later time, you can call email to newname, NEWNAME @gm.sbac.edu. Thank you. Just to let those of you watching who may have just tuned in, this is a live meeting right now. It is about 5:46, about 14 more minutes left. So you can still call 955-7613 or 955-7544. Or if you're watching this after 6 or just don't have time to call right now, it's new name at gm.sbac.edu. We have a call coming in, should be ready in 15 to 30 seconds. Get ready for the caller. And here we go. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes.
Great, who's this, please?
Here, go ahead. It's my daughter, Liana Fields.
Okay,
Okay. Do you want to say it? She's getting a little shy.
uh-oh. But we want to hear your
Do you
name,
wanna say your
Liana.
Can you say it? Say Liana Fields. Liana Fields.
Okay,
Do you want her to say her suggestion?
yes, what would you like the school to be named?
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama Elementary?
Yes.
Great. Well, thank you for your suggestion.
Hi.
I have one more kid here. Is that okay?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so this is Kiara Fields.
Okay,
Your suggestion, Kid.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Okay, go ahead. You can say it.
Michelle Obama. Martin Luther King Jr.
Martin Luther King Jr.?
Mm-hmm.
Great, that's a great idea. Thank you for sharing.
Hi,
Thank
Liana
you so
and
much.
Kiara.
Oh, yep, your principal's saying hi. I should stop talking.
Oh, it's your principal. Miss Jones.
Hi. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you and have a
Bye.
good evening.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, we still have about 10 more minutes left, so there's still a chance to call in. 955-7544 and 955-7613. We have at least one caller coming in, probably another 30 seconds. I should probably do what anyone that's called has probably heard a similar talk from Dee Dee, who's answering the phone, about how the process works, how they get placed into a waiting room, and then being on hold, and the number of numbers that have to be dialed to put somebody in. So it's a little bit of a process, but seems to be working well. I do think, though, Ms. Jones, that more exciting videos have been made without quite the amount of dead air that we have produced.
Right.
But it's actually, it's fascinating to me, the number of people that can still participate this way. So,
Yes.
and we do have another caller now. Hello, on the phone. Can you hear me?
I can.
Great. And what's your name?
Taylor.
Taylor. Okay, go ahead.
I would like to suggest for J.J. Finley, Fifth Avenue Elementary.
Fifth Avenue Elementary. All right.
That's all.
Oh, that's all. Okay, great. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay, we still have about 7 minutes on my clock. Let me share those numbers again. We'll have a call in about 20, 30 seconds. Okay. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes, I can.
Great. Who's this, please?
This is Mary Wallace.
Mary Wallace. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon. First of all, I know you have been working very hard, and I really appreciate all that you've done, board members and Superintendent Clark. I'm calling today in regard to the renaming of a school.
Yes.
As a person who grew up overseas, and also I taught overseas, I've been following this issue very carefully because my understanding is that J.J. Finley is one of our ESOL Center schools, or we also call it ESL. And I happen to be an ESL teacher who has worked overseas. I've been following this carefully, and I have noted what you put up on the website as to suggestions of names for the renaming of the school. Just like the current name or the former name perhaps was culturally insensitive, I really hope that the board looks at this and chooses a name that would not be insensitive to all of the international children that, my understanding, go to this school. There was a couple names on the suggested list that I thought that either in another language or the meaning of the name might be something that would not be welcoming to students who would be coming to our country as immigrants. So when we're choosing a name, I really, really hope that we don't fall and make another mistake. In saying that, I never really understood why New York City public schools were PS with a number. And after following this situation, I think I understand it better now. And maybe that's something that we want to do or think about moving forward. So in saying this, perhaps if we choose a locale where the school is located, I have an understanding that the area that it's located in is called University Park. And I understand that the street address is 5th Avenue. So maybe perhaps renaming the school to something that perhaps is more inviting and would show our international parents and our university community that we are accepting community. We might want to think about either University Park or 5th Avenue or something like that. And thank you so much for spending so much time with us. And I really appreciate all your hard work, and have a nice evening.
Thank you. You too. And we have 2 more callers, and so I think that should probably take us right to 6. So let me bring in one first. Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes, I can. Good
Great. Who's this,
afternoon,
please?
Good evening. My name is Johnny Cromwell.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm calling in reference to the name change. The name that I would use would be Flyers Elementary, where our students fly high above the world.
Flyers Elementary?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is that all you need from me?
If that's all you have, that's your suggestion, that's great.
That's all I have. Go Flyers Elementary. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Have a good night.
You too.
Hello, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes,
Great. Who's this, please?
I'm a 4th grader at J.J. Finley, Odelia Hornberger.
Okay. Go ahead.
I would like to submit the name Gator Grove for J.J. Finley renaming.
Was that Gator Grow?
Gator Grove.
Gator Grove. Grove?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misheard you.
Hi, Odelia. Thanks for calling. This is Miss
Hi.
Jones. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. We miss you. And all our students.
I miss school a lot.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for calling.
Thanks for
Thank you.
calling.
Have a good night. We do have one
Bye.
more. Oh, bye-bye. There's one more caller. I think this will be our last one then. Oh, there. Sorry. Hi, can you hear me on the phone?
Yes, hello.
Great. Who's this, please?
This is Kevin Colson.
Kevin Colson. Go ahead.
Hey, so I can't take credit for this, but a friend of mine had suggested wildflowers.
Wildflower?
Yes.
Okay.
I have to assume, yeah, Wildflowers Elementary.
Wildflowers Elementary. Okay. Well, thank you for your suggestion.
Okay, super. Thank you so much.
Yep. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
And so, Ms. Jones, it is just now after 6. So I think that's great. I count 29 callers. So more for the committee to have to consider.
Yes.
They got a lot to digest.
Yeah.
So
I think there's-
I don't know if we have any closing remarks or I think, we had the 2 meetings this week. As you mentioned at the start of the meeting, the committee will start meeting July 20th. Emails can still be submitted throughout all of next week through July 17th to newname@gm.sbac.edu. And then it'll be going over to the committee and eventually to our school board. So unless either one of you have anything I've left out or needs to be added, we will end the meeting and wish everyone a good weekend.
I just want to say thanks to everyone who called in and to all the committee members that are listening. And I think we have a great list of names. And we will meet on the 20th. We'll be in touch prior to that with the committee, and we will start going through. And so anybody else that's listening, I am the chair of the committee, but I am a non-voting member of the committee. So I will just be chairing the 19-member committee that will be determining the name. So thank you everyone again, and have a great weekend.
Great.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.